Okay. All in favor? Okay. Okay. All right, approval of claims. Have we had an opportunity to look at those?
Okay, how much is it?
Okay,
I will second that motion.
okay, all in favor? Any new business to bring before us? Okay. We will call for citizens' comments a little bit later in the meeting. I got the phones on. Any old business, that anything you want to review? Okay. Sorry about that, but I didn't want that phone ringing during the meeting, so I did get it silent. Okay. Is Joyce here? Oh, okay. So, you want to give us a report on the events committee?
At the town, we're ready for the festival. It's September 11th, 12th, and 13th. We have pretty much everything ready to go. We will be having fireworks on Saturday night again. And we have 3 bands actually. One on Friday and 2 on Saturday.
What's the date, Shane?
11th, 12th, and 13th.
September.
Correct.
And so there's 2 bands on Saturday and 1 on Friday. Okay. Jenny, you might want to be prepared for that.
We are overly prepared.
Okay, they're overly prepared. Okay.
We talked to him numerous times.
I know you have, yes. Okay. Okay. Anything else, Stan?
And next up after the festival is Food Fest.
Yeah, the food fest, that's right. And then Santa comes.
Yeah, I thought that. If continues, we will be closed down again, so we'll have more access to parking, which is gonna be. So that should help them here. And like I said, it's already told emergency management. It's expensive.
We appreciate
That's
it.
good.
It'd be one from tomorrow, so there we go. Thank you.
That's all I have.
I'm guessing there wasn't no firework issues. Yeah, possibly.
It said that there's like 2 branches hanging over a little farther that he was measuring, or he was thinking it was from the middle of the garden, right there, instead of the edge.
So it's all good.
It's all good. He's going to pull his trailer in there. From there,
All right.
So it's going to be down here again?
for input.
Okay. All right. Bill, are you ready for your reports?
I'm ready.
Okay.
There's County Regional Sewer Board, the plant at New Salisbury is ready to open. However, they changed the electricity to 440, and there was a problem with the easement on the property.
Okay.
And I don't think it's been resolved yet, and so they can't have grand opening until they're
Okay.
ready to turn the plant on.
All right.
So that's still in limbo.
Okay. Region
In
15?
year 15, we've not met, we need next month. But unfortunately, we lost another member on the board that was on the board for 10 years. And that makes 2 recently, and that's kind of scary. thinking about maybe resigning.
That'll make three.
I don't want to be chased. Cemetery committee, we met and, the next meeting is, 24th of August. And at 6:00. I went over to the recorder's office in Corydon
Right.
on that Palmer's
Mhm.
property
Yes.
and done the reports. And while I was there, we met with the auditor, who gave us a copy of the plat and, as well as the notice that that property had been in the town's inventory for, since before the 1900s. So there is no deed on that property.
It's just what we have is.
But they suggested that we survey it and it became property of the town for 1900. Economic Development Committee, we meet next Monday. It should be an important meeting, and we have a lot to discuss. That meeting will start at 6:00. And then we'll get down to,
I don't know. I don't think that was one on that. Sorry. We got to, let's see. 6:00, yes. And about that is that Jaden Wolf is coming to those meetings. And he adds a lot of input and knowledge. So he is coming.
she is really a sharp girl.
Yes, she is. The county.
And Cammy's very lucky to have her.
Okay. We're just moving right along. What?
Fire repair cemetery, that's what it was. I think it was behind, what's the name's house, but it was right on the line, or it might have been on. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. But then,
Was it fresh or what?
I think sure, what, it was.
Maybe we need to check that. Where the cemetery, near the cemetery property.
Mhm.
Where near the cemetery property.
What is this, I'm taking bids, Jay, do you know on blacktop? Can that, are you talking about the little,
Right, that can be added to our CCNG grants. It has to be on the two extension, actual roadways. We can't do parking lots or alleys or anything like that. That'll be assigned.
so it can't be included in the rate?
Cannot we? Okay.
Do you want me to discuss that now?
Sure.
So we had received 2 bids. Jay had met with Hollis Paving, and I think Tyler met with CNR. Let's see here. CNR's Tyler presented 15 to 17,000 on the cemetery paving. And we received one from Hollis, which Hollis did the paving for you down there at the Fred Street.
They got a bridge.
And what?
Hollis's bid was to widen it. I would say the scope is the same, but I don't have physical copies of the scopes either way, but his was 7,800.
Since that cannot be added, do we have a bid, I mean,
I have a copy of proposal. I didn't get anything from him besides the text, so, and that's what I got here, but it is written.
and who is Hollis?
he's the one that paved our bridge down there on Country Street.
Oh, okay.
So was this in response to an RFP?
This,
Well, discussion.
Okay.
Discussion. Because last month, or maybe the month before, we discussed paving that, what is a gravel, kind of an alleyway through the cemetery now. And, there's a lot of access required in that section of the cemetery where it runs along, so we discussed, doing that. Well, what are your all's thoughts then?
What's the prayer on that? Is he gonna dig it out?
yes,
He's gonna dig it out, line it 9 feet, and then he's gonna put approaches on both end and out.
How much is it gonna be, 10, 12, or 9?
9 feet.
feet?
Yeah.
It's probably less than
Oh, yeah.
that. Well, that's-
I asked CNR because they were doing the overlook part of that, so just to see what they thought. If you all need, I didn't get any writing or an email from him, I just kind of had to ask what that would be. If he needs something in writing, I can forward it.
Well, I think there's a significant difference in the pricing. What do you all think? What do you all think?
Well,
Well, the fact is, I don't think you have to get bids on anything less than 50,000, so you can do whatever you want to do.
Right. Being that, Hollis has done stuff in the past and we've been happy with it, I wouldn't see why we spend money for no reason.
And there's that.
All right. So, and now these funds would come out,
The cemetery, correct?
that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
And I gave you guys a report of how much is in there right now.
Yes.
Okay. So the funds for paving the, well, I'll call it a street, it's an alley now, but the access route through the cemetery. One is 78, the other is 15 to 17,000.
Correct.
So,
That almost feels like they're touring different plans. Right? Doesn't it?
I would say one company is the White Farm Company, which probably includes, mobilization fees, trucks, everything, all that. Pollock's maybe a little bit smaller, than CNR, so he can get his equipment and guys in here way easier than a large scale company. He paid that bridge for us on Central Street and charged us like $800. I was surprised.
It almost seems like they're apples to oranges or something like that. I mean, you cut in. Sure.
I'm in the boat and behind all the time.
Yeah.
So,
And if they don't say exactly what it is that they're bidding,
yes, I know what they're bidding, I don't know what CNR is bidding. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just sending basically a Google map screenshot and circle the thing, if they said we want that paved, that street section there, and shot it could be 15 to 17.
okay,
Okay.
so he was aware of the.
He had, yeah.
Yeah, that's the information.
I would say they I just started. That's surprising, I mean, at the same time, eh?
I would be leery if Hollis hadn't done that in the past, but, he actually paid my house down there too. So that's where we got it from. But everything I've seen is. So we ready to move forward?
I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to, accept Hollis Savings bid of 7,800.
I won't second it.
Okay, so we move on the floor and we have a second. All in favor? Motion carries. Okay, motion carries. Yeah, Jay, you'll follow up, right? Okay. All righty. I imagine that Chris will be happy about that. And others too. Okay, let's see. Libby?
Okay, the State Board of Accounts they've completed their audit. They did send me over some corrections that they want me to complete in Gateway. They're for the annual financial report for 2024 and 2025. She's given me all the information that I need to update. I will do that this week before our exit meeting, which is on Thursday at 9 a.m. The only other thing I had was I did get my desktop computer, and Michael Mills from Shield Edge Technologies came in and helped transfer everything over for me, and very grateful for that.
And we didn't lose a thing, did we?
Didn't lose a thing.
Didn't lose a thing. Thank you, Mike.
Great. Did we get a bill from the State Board of Accounts yet?
No, we haven't exited the
We'll
conference
do
yet.
that.
We'll do that on Thursday.
Get that.
Yep. I don't know if it'll break the bank, but it'll be a pretty penny. That's all I have.
Are there cemetery deeds that need to be done?
Oh, yeah, I do have 2 cemetery deeds that need to be notarized
Do
also
that.
at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Okay. And does that complete your report, Libby? Jay?
All right, the Lady West, yeah, I just printed it out, but it was 29% usage for the month of July. That's 43,320 gallons of sewage per day. Everything else is in compliance. The only note they made on it, they did work the 3rd of July, which is a holiday for them. So, yeah. That may have been a little bit more. All right, these next ones are gonna sound like, money probably. A while back, pump 3 went out at the main lift station. They got that pump, took it back, repaired it. And we had some issues with, one of the ponds starting to fill up, couldn't figure out what was going on. And pump 3 actually was rebuilt about a year and a half ago. So I kind of complained a little bit. But it's only a 90-day warranty. I still complain a little bit. Anyway, they said, well, we'll just do that for parts. We won't charge you any labor. So that was $3,200 for that. Caveat on that, they misread the pumps. So when they rebuilt pump 3 last time, they actually rebuilt pump 1. So they had their configurations wrong. It's actually 3, 2, 1. They had it as 1, 2, 3. So, well, anyway, that saved us about $3,000 in labor. And I was honest and told them about it. And they said, well, that was our mistake or mistake. And so they're gonna eat that $3,000.
Okay.
And IBM had to shut that pump off on 3 anyway. That way it does not go anywhere low ever. So we had that pump shut off anyway. So when I looked at it anyway, they mislabeled it. And so we got a cheaper pump. Now we have a brand new spare setting at our shop. So at our main lift station, which is the large pump, we now have a spare for that in case one ever does go out again. And we shouldn't have any problems. With that said, they did come down last week and do their quarterly PM on. Pump two at the mill lot. As they fell short. They have pulled the pump, we're gonna take it back to the shop and get us a quote on repairs to pump two. And it's a larger pump than, a smaller pump than our spare. It goes down the slide.
I saw them down there that day, Jay. I thought maybe it might have been due to the high water, but it didn't have anything to do with that.
Now, there's, they're grinder pumps as well, so whatever that pump sucks up in there,
Okay.
and then, something gets caught, you'd be amazed how things get down the toilets. Like, sometimes.
Bigger than a branch out of the river.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was concerned about, the river that
Yeah.
come out of.
But, it gets in there and lots of little pellets, and then that pump goes across the room, and it just. Electronic. We're gonna get a quote on that. I would assume probably, if it's a smaller pump, the $3,000-5,000 range. But those are mandatory replacement. Yeah, we can't not have that. I wish we didn't have to. It's everything from the grade school and down here pumps into that,
Into that.
in that lift station, and in Spencer Street. As bad as it's designed as it is, Spencer Street pumps up the street, past Adam's house, and comes gravity down to this one. And then slows back up. So it's these every, so we need both.
The two folks had come to shut off.
They do at some point, yeah. I think it just keeps trying to go, get hot, shut off, trying to go, get hot, shut off.
I thought they had about certain temperature they should shut off.
Yeah, they do, then they'll get about $1 million worth of electronics. That runs the sewer pipe, so it needs to stay cool in the summer and at least adequately warm in the winter time. I had Kelly's come out and they repaired slash bypass from Illinois. We got the old one working. However, I talked to Mike Thursday or Friday, and it's gone again. So that unit needs replaced, upgraded. I believe that unit is probably the original to that building, because it is the oldest
I think so.
AC HVAC unit I've ever seen.
Now, mine is with.
AUS.
Yeah, AUS. It's sort of the AUL when I need it.
Anyway, when I had them repair the old one, just for the look of the old one, I had them give me a quote for a new unit. It'd be the same unit that they installed here in the town hall. And it works good here, so it'll be adequate out there as well. So I have a quote for them for $9,100. Takes that unit, and it breaks it down, single stage pump, heat pump, a flex air handler on the ground install, hauling copper wiring, this pad. So they're really good. We've used them before and on the estimates that come in several $1,000s cheaper than the last three that I.
Have you done the house?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and they're very responsive. They're out of the.
Yes, very responsible. All right, well, if we know we're going to do that, or we agree that it needs, well, it has to be.
Yeah.
There's $1 million worth of electronics out there in that plant. So do I hear a motion to accept Mr. Kelly's quote?
I will make that motion.
Okay,
I will second it.
all in favor? Okay. All, Jake's been doing,
That is it.
Chandler, you been doing?
Anyway, yeah, that
I was curious about that.
Thank you. It's not the owner's fault, it's just, you know,
Right.
the folks that come in and will flush literally anything.
Maybe we need to ask K Company to put larger signing in the restrooms.
I've not been in there a lot. I think they try to tell it, but, you know, 1,000 people down there.
They keep it clean.
Changing and.
It's clean.
They're clean, it's just
Oh, the whole place is clean, so, yeah,
people will take and.
the whole place is clean.
Short.
Is there any kind of catch basin?
Everyone is concerned now, there's a line out of the person's house. Yeah, for food, Broadway.
I don't get why they don't take care of that.
Yeah, it's in their,
It's literally, they have to drive it.
yeah, it's in their driveway. It's not in our line. It's in their driveway.
Sometimes it's.
And somebody could call hiding. Make it. Grew into that, then it grew.
Yeah.
So we had free fund repair with that. So, put a whole order, hired a contractor. They came and dug most of it up. And they found it in the name and whatever, so we worked together. And got that on clear. So thank you.
Okay,
So,
citizen and human cooperation. Great. Okay. Jenny, you want to give your report?
Been a busy month. We had the Milky Way Festival. They probably had at least 100 to 150 a night down there. It was a pretty calm crowd though. It's kind of nice. Other than that, we've been pretty busy. Had several arrests this month. Most of it's been criminal mischief, disorderly conduct type things. And trying to get back in the swing of things with the road being back open. People think they're still out on 64. But only other thing I have is we had talked about signs at the mill lot, making a park sign and replacing the old wooden sign. And I got supplies and quotes for those. If we want to, we could replace both sign, add a sign and replace the wooden sign that's down there. And it's going to be about $800. And that's cedar posts. And then you guys have the parts list down there. Yeah.
At the mill.
Right. That's the wooden sign that's down there that's rotted and fallen over. And that's adding a sign that actually says Mill Lot Community Park or Town of Milltown. Mill Lot.
Park.
Okay.
Okay, well, what, James' question,
yeah.
is the other sign
The
public
wooden,
access sign?
no, the wooden one, you know, that big, the old DNR sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not fell over yet. It's going to. It's close. But it would replace that with an aluminum cedar post, but aluminum sign.
Well, I don't know if he's still interested. At one point, Joe Cole was gonna sand it everything.
On the one that's there?
On the one that's there, but that's been a year and a half ago. What's up?
Okay.
I think it can be revitalized.
Okay, so we do. Okay. So will you talk to,
I'll talk to Joe.
About that or Theo? you guys can do it? Okay.
I'll leave it like.
And if not, we'll just get it done fine. Okay. Okay. So we have an $800 proposal on the.
That would be both signs, so we'd have to,
Then what car? And the, what's the other one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the $800 covers what, is that materials
that was for both of them.
for both of them?
Yeah,
Materials, labor, and everything.
yeah,
That's
that's,
covers this material plus signage?
yes.
Okay.
That's what this is for?
Yeah, that's just the materials that we had to go pick up. That's us doing it. The police department volunteered to put those in and
Only concern, just from personal experience, I do not like those post anchors.
we could go on the ground.
I mean, what do you think? I think concrete in the ground versus those
Yeah,
drive-in wedges,
yeah.
because they always, and people, they'll be hanging on, taking pictures and everything else, and eventually they're gonna be on the side. Yeah, and I think they're gonna loosen up, you know what I'm saying? So I would think maybe extended those posts and put them in the ground and concrete them in.
Yeah, the poster, I don't think it'd be a big deal. I don't think it would be a big deal to put them in the ground.
Honestly, I think with the price of those anchors, by the time you add some concrete and extend the post a little bit, it's not gonna be any
Right.
more. Do it that way. And we'll have to obviously drill a hose, but I did tell Jimmy that we have a portable one and, you know, a bobcat that can do that, so I did lend the, so Jimmy could use that.
So is that what you're gonna do, Jimmy?
Oh, I'd be okay with that. The only reason I did that was just so it'd be easier to replace if we had to, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree, you know, if it gets hit, then, you know.
Yeah.
Then it's gonna break off the concrete, but I just,
It shouldn't get hit there, I wouldn't think.
So you just talk about what you're gonna do.
I just, a lot, you know, giving the option of using my equipment.
So will these anchors then not be purchased?
They will not be purchased, however, you're gonna have to have longer posts, and then you're gonna have to have concrete on that. So,
So we don't know.
we don't know,
Definitively what this is
Correct.
supposed to be.
I would think,
So do we want to,
go ahead, yeah,
do we want to approve just an amount like up
Yes.
to
correct. I
do
would
the
think
signs?
we could approve $1,000, and we should have that pretty easily,
Okay,
you know.
okay. I would think so, because this is only 306.84.
No, not just the material, I'm sorry for the total, because you said 800,
Total.
correct?
Yeah, 800 was the total.
Okay. But that should work.
Yes.
Well, I hear a motion. Yes, we're spending a lot of money tonight, guys, and we're not done yet.
Better looking down.
That's right, you can't. My daddy always said, you don't take care of something, you're not gonna have nothing. That's what daddy is.
So I make a motion.
Okay.
Where would we pull the funds? I haven't made it yet.
Wait.
Yes.
Well, that's-
We can pull it out of the general account.
Appraisal on the sweet truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you hear that, Adam?
I didn't hear that.
You're gonna. Okay, where?
The general account.
Just the general one, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve $1,000 out of the general account.
Okay. Okay, all right. All in favor? All right. Okay. All right, well, I think. It's scheduled. So I think you're down to Greg.
Basically, the first thing we've got is the ordinance to allow the town to appoint someone to declare buildings unsafe. The foundation is sold, it's like burned out buildings will happen. And then demolished to make it safer. So we brought that ordinance to you all, it's been available here in town for a month. We plan to do 2 readings, if you will, 2 times where we're gonna make this available. So basically, that's the purpose of the ordinance. We don't legally, we're not required to read that whole thing in. But since you've had an hour to review it and had it open for questions, you would then we entertain hopefully a motion to approve that. And anybody with questions about it or anything that nature can look at it and come back in a second. Extra safe. I think we're exceeding what the law requires.
Yes.
But that's the first thing, is that ordinance. You have to assign a number and then get a motion to approve it. And then ultimately you would select someone to be the sort of town representative you want to look at these.
The fire chief had been recommended. I called him, left a message and never heard anything back.
You could have that decided for the second reading.
Second reading.
This ordinance allows you to make that appointment.
Okay. But no, we don't have to read it all.
You do not.
Okay.
And you just have it available here in town, it's posted on the door.
Yeah.
It's available all month again for reading and, that sort of thing. And what the citizens do if they have questions about it. You can direct those after review of it, we can come back the next time and fire away and want.
Your questions, and Greg.
Yeah.
I almost said Ryan will be here. He looks too much like Tyler. Okay, all right. And I'll try again to contact Mr. Whatever. Murrah. Yes. I'll try again. Okay. All right. Takes care of that.
If we just have to have a motion.
Yeah,
it's got to approve
Well,
it.
yes, but I have a number.
Yes, it's
And you can.
2026-02. I thought I put it on everybody's, but maybe I missed one.
-02. Okay, do we have a motion? We have a motion to approve this ordinance for our unsafe building. I still call it that. I hope that's okay. Unsafe building ordinance, fire damage structures, unsafe premises. And it meets all the Indiana codes, and they're all listed in.
To reduce risk on that, should we consider a professional engineer to take a look at it?
You could assign a professional engineer.
That would reduce our risk of the one.
But also most towns use their fire chief.
If they don't have a building.
We don't have it, not even in the county.
And that person designated could consult with an engineer if you prefer, that kind
But if you're gonna start looking at the structures, you're gonna get in trouble if you have somebody who knows what they're talking about.
of. Good one.
And when you start telling people to tear something down, you've got to have easement authority.
Right. And that can go into your selection process if we decide to, appoint. And again, you don't have to appoint anybody today, you don't have to appoint anybody the next week. It just gives the town the power to appoint someone. And I would recommend posting who you're thinking about appointing and having that on the agenda.
Okay.
Call that to the public.
Okay.
Mechanism for appeals.
Jeannie Bob's got 24 engineers up there. I'm sure he's got somebody in that
Well,
that can take a quick look anyway.
we We don't have to add that to this, no. So we can go ahead and, vote on whether or not to accept the ordinance and, maybe pursue a professional. Well, that would be a civil engineer.
Structural, civil.
Yeah. That was coming out civic and that wasn't right.
So I'll make a motion to approve or to accept,
Okay.
or we adopt, so.
No.
To accept ordinance number 2026-02
For consideration.
for consideration.
Okay. We have a motion to accept.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
The next legal thing we had was that the gentleman had a issue with a subcontractor, and we're ready to entertain that if you, like to present that bill, if he's here or. Okay, and so, also, we did submit some legal authority to the board to review about how that subcontractor, if he or she has a complaint, can submit a claim directly to the town, and we could review that as well.
Okay. Again, it's right there in your property? Well, we don't have, no. Street. Upland. Upland. They would like to have a sign erected there that, says there's no outlets. Because there is no outlet at the end of that street. It goes directly into their property.
Maybe dead end, no turnaround or something like that.
Yeah. Something,
Mhm.
because they,
We'll have to do it.
yeah,
We can-
okay.
That in.
Okay.
They've had a lot of people driving all the way up, and I guess it might be because people think it's a street that continues, that's why they want to do that. And they've had a lot of, Jimmy, for your information, a lot of citizens walking up to their house and over to their building. So that's just a couple of concerns they have.
How far does that road go back there? That's actually the town's.
I'm sorry?
How far of the road is the town's?
It's very obvious where it is because the grass is maintained past it.
Way now and go in right there. And I was wondering if there could be like an exception for just us to be able to come in that way if we need to.
Well, I drove by there this afternoon, Connie, because I knew you could call. And I can't see another driveway. And now I'm not questioning your information in any way. I just couldn't find that second driveway you were referring to.
It's across from the mailbox.
It's right across my yard,
Their garbage can.
right next to our garbage.
Well, is that the one that's kind of up and,
Yeah.
yeah, well, I thought that was that's the only driveway.
For that property, yes. For our property there where we live, that's the only driveway.
Okay,
But then we also own the property behind it off of Main Street that has the circle drive. And we do use that most of the time, but we don't always just use that driveway. And there are times, I mean, as a matter of fact, the mailman comes a long way to deliver our mail now. And so does the bus driver, when the bus driver comes through there. They both come, I don't know what the mailman does in the morning, but the bus driver comes down in the morning. And in the night, of the evening, he comes up there, so it goes straight over to Spencer Street. And so does the mailman. And also, of course, like I said, with us, when we come from off the highway, if we're gonna come in there and drop off our groceries right there, we go in that driveway, but we don't go down and come around and come back up. We gotta calculate the whole loop. And I was, we're the only driveway that's affected right there.
I can see that being an issue in the future as well. So if you sold, let's say you sold that original trailer, Going on that one, you only got one lane.
Yeah, you've only got one way into that house and it's right there. I mean, because where he puts his wood and he goes out on that other side, that's on the other property. It's not on Mom's property where we bought and are living. So that's the first thing. I didn't know if there could be an exception where we wouldn't get arrested if we went down that road and turned in there.
We're not gonna arrest you, but I think I think we should leave it open to the way it originally was, because we can't give a variance to somebody for traffic. Then we're gonna have two cars running into each other. Yeah. And I'm not sure what the downside of leaving it open to like it normally was before is, because we've not had any increased accidents or anything there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no. And leaves town, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, yes. Down Hill Street, and there's a lot of cars there. You stopped a lot of cars down that street. A lot of cars.
So there was no big accident issues or anything before, so I don't know what leaving it, back the way it was would hurt.
And the problem with us is if we sold that property, that is the only driveway to that property. And it does not look like a driveway. We don't have the money right now to put a driveway. I mean, there's always been a driveway there. Yes. Oh, yes. I want to see that. One time in the town has concrete done somewhere, something, or somebody did. Yes. And my mom said, if you have any concrete left over, just dump it in there. Well, they just dumped it in there. They didn't straighten it out or nothing, so. But that is the driveway to that property.
Well, I did see that, Frank, and I thought, is that right? Well,
We do use it. We do use it. Even in our circle driveway's not cheap. And so it even if something goes over it, but there's gravel there.
Asphalt out there to build that road,
Yeah. Yeah, when they put that road in, it messed up some of our roads too. So,
Well, now Tyler's gonna say something, and I don't, he had the town's approval to do that. When he presented the safety, program, safety planning, he had our approval. Is that what you were gonna say, Tyler?
I was gonna say, if you'd like, it's whatever you decide, I can provide some context as to why it's laid out that way on the safety plan.
Well, didn't it have to do with the width and the speed or something?
Well, the width is higher for two-way traffic.
Yeah,
But also, the one-way enables a pedestrian lane, which enables continuity of basically pedestrian travel from the existing sidewalks across that street, particularly out toward the senior living facility, all that.
that nobody walks down there, I can promise you that.
But also with putting in the overlook there, which simplifies traffic flow, and you don't have multiple people going essentially the same way on two parallel roads. And we.
I think what was missed was that the homeowner has a driveway there, and that's the only driveway to their property.
But, so you're saying basically, you can still go down the driveway, but you have to come from.
Well, at times, not always, just at times. I'm not asking if the road needs to be changed back. Which would be nice.
There's no way you can say you do it and put the wreck.
But I guarantee you, I mean, the mailman comes up that way too, and drops off our mail across our road there. The mailman comes up through there and so does the bus. And they cut straight across and go into Spencer Street. And I don't know who else.
Instead of going down.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna go down, cut through the spots. I don't know how a bus can even do it. And then turn back up the hill to go over to Spencer Street. So, but I don't know how a bus can even do it. And Frank's got the trailer on his truck. He can't do it. And he uses that driveway more than I do.
What do you guys think? We can change it, can't we, Tyler? We can paint over the stripes.
I mean, yeah, you all can prove whatever you like. I think ideally for pedestrian safety, if we're gonna put a park there, I would recommend that, but it's totally up to you all. But
Well, we may have to.
If you do that, then I just ask that we write a formal change order and then make adjustments to the safety plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we may have to go back to it, depending on the foot traffic and the traffic that we get when the overlook is done. So,
When will that be?
well, we're gonna start sometime this month, is what our proposal says.
Well, I do know that right now, anybody that comes from the senior citizens, because we live right there, they don't come across there. And if they're going to be made to come across there and then walk down past where my Aunt Roberta used to live to go to Milltown, that's extra steps for them, just if they're coming to Milltown. I know 2 people that walk to Milltown from the senior citizens. And they walk off of Spencer Street, right down past Betsy Wilson's house and come across the bridge. They don't come up past our house to go
Most
to town.
people walk.
Yeah, almost everybody. Even if I'm walking in Milltown, I don't walk down that way, I walk down that way.
Well, we may need to put a sidewalk on the next section of the park instead of changing that to, I mean, keeping it as a one-way.
There will be a sidewalk part of the park plan,
Right.
basically where that crosses.
Phase 2,
No, phase 1.
oh, is it, that's in phase 1?
From the-
All right, good.
So I do to the best, we'll have to reroute and so will Million. Just to go to Spencer Street.
I have a creative idea. One of the things that I loved about Milltown was the one-lane bridge.
Me too.
And
Yeah.
one of the beautiful things about that one-lane bridge, is when you got to town, you had to do one thing, stop. Take a look, see who's coming, take a breath, and then cross the bridge.
It was wonderful. I agree.
I wonder if we can't use the same concept on that road, where it's a 2-lane road. Well, it's technically a 1-lane road, but it's just 2-way traffic. Is that a thing you can do?
Maybe with yield signs, I don't know.
Can we not go back to the 2-lane and then entertain a sidewalk on that, right? Right. I mean, where the flagpole is?
Huh?
Where the flagpole is?
Yeah.
That grass?
Yeah, well, that's another issue I have.
I'm saying, can we not go back to the 2-lane and in the future, entertain a sidewalk from the overlook, shooting straight up to in the grass? That solve the pedestrian and your issue.
Is that part of that circle is ours.
Well, we've looked at that from, Denise looked at that for me quite some time ago.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I was under the impression that that was approved by the board a couple of years ago, now here.
Further back,
I'll have to look at it. Because it's in, here's the deal, it's in their backyard, there's a small cemetery section which Frank maintains.
Yes.
There's a small section that runs along that alleyway that belongs to the town as well. Connie and Frank actually own about a quarter of that island. Because when they bought their mom's property, they own about a quarter of that island. So when we had talked initially about the park or what park, walking around.
Actually, when you were walking and you told me, and I said, well, I just found out. And I had actually said something to you at the bridge opening, but it wasn't a formal thing.
but I thought when we looked at the aerial things that we get, you know, that we can look at, we talk about a picture.
Well, I will tell you the reason that I say that is because I remember when my mom bought the property back in 1985, I think it was. My grandma said that she owned the whole circle. Well, Frank mowed it for about 5 years, and then the town started mowing it. And And Mom said, Frank, you mow yours, you mow mine, just let the town mow it. And we didn't know any different. Well, I'd forgotten about it over all these years. And we went down there to talk to the lawyer about getting our two properties put together. They said, what about track 2 on this property here? And I said, what track 2? And I forgot about Mom supposedly owning it. And she said, you own a small portion of that circle. And she sent me down to speak to Paul Foster at Primavera, and he laid it all out and said that we do own part of that.
Yeah, so the concept was that, Frank and Connie gives that portion of the town gives them the 3 lots in that little section behind their house.
Yes,
Because they live.
that's, I mean, because this is what she told me. They told me, they said you were paying insurance on that small little portion in that circle. If someone gets hurt on your portion, the town don't pay for that, you do. And likewise, if someone gets hurt, like if Frank's mowing over there on that hillside behind the trailer there, which it's not, it's a splice, it's not even, you couldn't do nothing with it. The town could not do anything with it. I've got a picture of it right here. There are 2 graves there, and there's room for, I think it's 4 more. I think we discussed 4. Me, Frank, Josh, and his wife. But also, the rest of that is just a little sliver, and they said that if anybody got hurt on that portion, that would be on the town. That's what the lawyer said.
So it sounds like you need to swap.
That's something he'd like to do.
Would be on us, because right now it's part of cemetery.
2 lots are, yes, and then there's like
You
a
need plots,
plots, yes, 2 plots. And then there's a stake, you saw the stake, there's 2 of them in there. Yeah, Mr. Nolan and his wife, I believe. Yes, they're
I saw,
Nolan Poe.
no, it's not.
Done,
Yeah.
done, yeah, wait a minute. And then I think there's also a baby there, there's no marker.
But there's no mark.
It's Tina Williams' baby. I know it is, because there's no marker there, but she used to put teddy bears up there. I don't even know where it's at.
So what is your proposal? And then we're gonna hear from Greg.
I would just like to trade. I mean, I don't want the responsibility of that circle personally. And then the, part that is on, the town is on our property back there. I would like to have some grave sites and just that little sliver there, just trade. No, well, I have a picture of that. I have a picture too, I can bring it up.
No, that it gets very, very thin.
It's very good. It's very good. It's all hillside. It's all hillside. This is what Primavera gave us. And this right here is Mom's.
Right.
Mom's property. And it goes across the road. And then this right here is where the 2 graves are. And there's a little spot there that's probably got, you measured, I think there's room for 4 graves. And I'd like to have those 4 spots for my family. And then the rest is just a little bitty sliver, put about right there.
But if we give that, well, my first thought is, but I think if we, yeah, it would make it a great, yeah, go ahead, Greg.
So we can't, we had stuff like this before, where everything the person says sounds reasonable, not saying it's not. But we don't do, town doesn't do the legal work for you. Sounds like you have met with a lawyer, and if you like him or her, they would put together a proposal with legal descriptions and all that in letter form to the town. And then I can review that and advise them accordingly, because we've got this statute of frauds saying it's pretty serious about transferring property, so on, all that being in writing. It's very difficult to sort of gauge where we're talking about, world. So, but the bottom line is, we typically have the person asking for that just prepare the proposal and the legal work and say, hey, big claim issue that's back and forth where, but that's where you can write that down is coming, you look at it, and you've got, Paul, there's where we started, surveyor, thing, real estate appraiser, all that, so that would be, otherwise, you just can't do it.
So then we keep the circle, part of the circle, and the town keeps part of our yard.
Well, that would be what your attorney would get in that proposal, and look at the proposal, right? And we visit back with your attorney about what we saw. And bring
Well, we actually didn't go and do anything with the attorney, we just wanted to get our two properties put together, and we were advised not to. And then they asked us what track 2 was on my mom's property, and that's when we found out that we owned part of the circle, which we've known it in 1985, but we thought mom owned it all at the time.
Any legal advice, but what you would go into your attorney's office and ask is, tell them everything you want, and then ask them to write us what the legal property.
They just told us to come to the town.
Yeah, that's not for us. So you might want to check out a different one.
That proposal thing that they accept, and then put it in the record. How many dollars satisfied?
Right.
It's so thin, I don't see how, this is my question, and I can't find that picture I got right now, and I know I should be able to. That it gets so thin, I'm not sure, how far back do you think you could put it?
No, I'm talking about over here. Where the town owns this right here, and that is this. And he measured, and there was room for 4 plots right there.
But that could be outside the cemetery then.
No,
Well,
no, it's not, because there is a stake in the ground right there, a metal rod.
There's already 2.
There's two.
And 8 Tina Williams.
I went and looked at it.
Greg, my proposal was, obviously, everybody, can we trade, this is just up near, can we trade her 4 plots for the property? And we still obtain the property, but give her the 4 plots?
Well, I'm gonna go back and say, I think you have to have something in writing with legal descriptions as an official proposal. And I would suggest from a lawyer, then you're able to do whatever you like to do. Yeah, and I mean, like this, I don't hear any huge objections, they're reasonable, good people, it's just the way to legally get it done is to have the person's lawyer come forward to the town, do letter or otherwise. So we can look at it, otherwise it's too nebulous.
So I really like you to do this.
Well, I was kind of gonna get sticky being a cemetery and trying to transfer a cemetery to a private party.
Yeah.
If we obtain the property and give her 4 deeds like we do everybody else.
Yeah.
To the plots, you understand what I'm saying? And you're all still gonna, y'all just want, you're still gonna mow it.
Yeah.
So we have no use for that property besides, we can possibly trade 4 plots for the property.
For the part of the circle.
Correct. That's right.
That's what Greg is.
And then you wouldn't be illegal, you wouldn't have an illegal, just say if 2 people or whoever comes and visits those 2 graves, not saying they ever will, but there's a possibility, then you wouldn't have the liability, the town.
Yeah, and that protects, I'm not being legal advice, but something in writing, one of the purposes is to protect your successors and whoever the amounts of the property do.
And in return, that protects the town.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah. If the plots are just, like we have cemetery plot deeds, and that you have that deed to those 4 cemetery plots that you're requesting.
So if we don't request plots, then we just can't trace our deeds.
Well, once again, legal advice, I'm definitely not there, but I think you're gonna get real sticky trying to get a cemetery in your name. That's my,
I don't want the cemetery,
yeah, but that part is still part of the
Just-
cemetery,
a little part of it. not the
right?
whole
But it's still
thing.
got graves on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's still,
It's a part of it. Okay, they want plots, got it. But the part that she's talking about is actually on their property. It's not owned by the.
No, that's not right.
It is on that.
It's on that section.
There was that section.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's owned by the town.
Right from there, from the road to there. And there's two grades right here.
But you were talking like.
Yeah. The town can't do anything. Nothing they can do, but if Frank would turn on his motor, on his lawnmower and get hurt, then the town would have to pay for it.
So there's room for 4 grades passed. Those 2 or possibly 3 that's there. Because it gets awfully thin.
Yeah, those two grades are like.
Yeah, they're under that.
See, that's where they're at.
Yeah.
It doesn't get down, it doesn't get down to that point until it's behind the trailer.
It starts right here.
I know.
It's right.
Cemetery lane there,
Yeah.
not the hill. You stop right there and look to your left.
Knees are fixed, and people put that in the family.
20 foot by 9 foot section square.
Just having to try and run it up.
I think we need to take Greg's advice
Oh, absolutely.
and, you know,
Just throwing it out.
and we need to, yeah, but that's a very, that is a possibility. That we just give you 4 plots on that piece of, it's the Pauper Cemetery, that's what it's called.
Is it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yes, it's the Pauper Cemetery.
They were paupers, it didn't stir.
All I know is that's what it's called. It's been called that for years.
Really?
Yeah.
That little section?
Yeah, that little section.
No, I wouldn't take that from somebody.
I think you'll fit.
But,
I'm not gonna be in a hurry to get there anyhow, and
No. I think that's a good proposal, what Adam came up with. We'll trade you 4 cemetery, basically, this is in layman's language. We'll trade you 4 cemetery plots in that piece of ground,
in that little sliver.
in that little sliver. For any disputes over the circle.
Yeah. I mean, I,
But you haven't agreed to that until you review it.
Correct.
Yes.
And obviously, we have to.
We have to get it.
yeah.
Right.
We have to get it from your attorney.
That would probably allow us to, in the future, that would allow us to open up the road. And then in the future, take from that property and possibilities of putting in.
And it's,
And
Yes, in the grass.
In the circle.
Surveyor is correct, there are certain obligations that cemeteries have that are unique for cemeteries.
Yes, we will.
Is that true?
That is true.
So
So it would all have to adhere to whatever Greg finds. Okay. So how many
you're going
years-
to get some touch of ground on trading lots in a cemetery.
Well, we'll see.
So, so what if we don't do plots and we just trade land? And then they can move that marker over. Can they do that? If we don't take plots?
I don't know, I think we have to have all that from the attorney. And it's different because it is cemetery. And it's more, it shows us a lot of aerial things that, and it,
Those lots have been there for well over 100 years.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They were there when we moved there,
yeah.
so.
And like I said, I could only find the 2. But you said Tina.
Tina was supposed to have a baby there, and with no marker.
That, yes.
I think there was a marker at the time, it was one of those little silver things, but I don't have a clue whatever happened with it.
Okay. Okay.
You did, no. Do I? I have one other thing that I would like to ask. I don't know if I should have asked that with the sewer stuff going on or not.
Before you go in anything else, we did not take action on the street. Oh. Did we? I didn't write anything down. If we did. Okay. So before we go into anything else, Jenny, I'm looking your way, but
I think we should open it back up, make it two ways. I think it's confusing people up there.
You wouldn't believe it. Of course, the cars that went through there today, but the signs just got changed the other day, so. But, I do know that it affects the mail, it affects the bus driver, it affects us. If we were to go to sell, it would really affect us. I'll entertain a motion, guys.
So if we do, then we're gonna have to go back to the safety plan and fix that.
Readjust.
Take it out.
Well, it's already done, so, I mean, we already got paid for it, right? So just take them out.
Well,
And then the safety plan, that'd be changed.
I mean, I think that it already took place, but I didn't even know anything about it, so I asked him what was going on.
okay, add one.
1 second.
I just asked for making to the safety plan that we also formally change the parking situation from where I now live. Basically, we eliminated spots, make that a formal update, and the both updates, in my view, would be a detriment to pedestrian safety, whether it exists now or in the future, as well as drivability. Just put that on the record.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. As far as those, and I know they've been controversial, but when the traffic is heavy and everything, you know, I mean,
And it's not me personally, if we're gonna change it, I want that one to change, that way it's all just clear, because, and I've explained, I didn't even know that I would necessarily, or even have an idea that I would be living there when that was planned. The original plan for that intersection there was to intentionally slow people down, much in the, line of thinking of that one-lane bridge, I guess. There's still adequate room in both lanes for turns to happen there, even with tractor trailer as a.
I know it still meets state standard with the,
So that's all I'm saying, is if you want to change, this is why we're making a commitment to the safety plan, go ahead and include that one in there, that way it's changed across the board, or if we're making changes as far as my plan that I've gotten through.
You're saying make an amendment to they're gone, not adding back, correct?
Correct, yeah, just make,
Right, okay.
because it never was formed to change it.
Yeah, I think that'd be. Well,
So you're doing two things.
back, there's an, back, what, 2 lane versus 1. So,
I will make a motion to turn it back to 2 lanes.
Sorry.
are we going to include Tyler's proposal?
Well, that needs to be. Does that need to be in the same?
Can be. You can do on Main Motion for both, you do 2 separate motions. And that's Main Street from First Street to the corner. And that is actually River Street, if you want to call it that, one goes straight through.
Go straight ahead.
I say we just make it in one motion, there's something we can do.
2015. We have, so repeat your motion then.
I will make a motion to turn back into 2 lane and then also make the amendment to the safety plan for the parking slots. And you say that's First Avenue,
First Street to.
First Street to Main Street, yeah, through.
yeah, it's first.
Oh,
And then,
I think it's Paul Avenue, Main Street.
Yeah, I don't know if it's all Okay. Yeah, I know now, he told me where he lived, I forgot, okay, all right, all in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion is carried. Okay. Anything else, Connie?
Yes, there was one other thing I wanted to ask about. I might should have asked about it when we was talking about the sewer, I don't know, but, our toilets have been not flushing right for some time. And when you did that work up there, you hired
Oh, yeah.
to do the
Years ago.
do our whole line for our sewer.
Yeah.
And, well, it was not too long before Mom died, and she was 5 years.
Yeah.
But when we lived in the trailer years ago, we had all kinds of trouble with our sewer system, and we couldn't get it fixed. Well, at the time, I think Jimmy Pevler was, might have been the fourth, I think it was Jimmy, went down in where that round circle, not the circle, but down there where that, where that hole is, by the lines. That, when he went down there and cleaned that out, he got a root ball this big out of that. Yeah, and that stopped our problem. And I don't know if that's what's causing our problem with our sewer now. I mean, with our, well, it's not flushing right.
You get it, clean out on the.
Now that's their bar,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've had Ryan come 2 or 3 times, and vibrate it and clean it out and all kinds of stuff. And sometimes the toilets still don't flush right, and that's only 6, 7 years old the most. And we put a filler in ours too, Yeah. We got ours with entrance, that's where Ryan told us to get it, I don't know what it is, going to do or not.
Well, they can check that out.
Yeah.
And, if there's a problem like that, we'd like for all citizens to bring that to our attention. Then it has to be determined whether or not it's on their lines, on their property, or actually at our main, right?
Correct, and a lot of times we don't know, they've got a lateral, we'll just go ahead all, the lateral, shoot it all in.
Well, we kept thinking it was our toilets, and that toilet was new, that you put in. And he replaced it, I don't know how many times, the flusher, thinking it was our toilet. And it was still doing it, so we didn't. Okay. I didn't know if that needed to be brought up here, but.
No.
Jay's gonna do that. And that may not be the problem, but I know years ago it was with a huge roof ball. We have to do all the fine hairs and things that was in it,
Yeah, we got about 8 foot line.
Yeah, I could not believe when he pulled that out of there. We couldn't either. And that's been that long ago. I don't know if it's been cleaned out since then or not.
I don't want to get too far away from the discussion of the circle, and I don't know if we ever made a decision on whether we want to consider proposing a sidewalk. Okay, that's something that we.
No, that goes in with phase 2.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to clarify, the sidewalk that is included in phase 1 is not in the circle, it's not against where the overlook.
Yeah. It's over that way.
So, because that's the thing that we could consider as part of a change order to do that. The security problems, the safety problems that.
We don't own that yet.
Yeah.
It was originally in phase 2. After they get all the cleaning stuff done.
Talking about the circle right down below our house.
Well, that's not in the overlook. Phase 1 and 2. I'm even sure it's in phase 2. Because out of all that going up that way, that was in the park that you talked about going in.
The overlook was phase 1, the center was phase 2, and Harvey was phase 3.
believe
I'm not on
it's
this.
phase one of the park, one phase, and then phase two of the park. Go
I
ahead.
didn't know about that. I hadn't seen phase one, so it's kind of too far.
Yeah, it was. We did talk to a couple of different engineers. a couple of years ago. That's it.
Okay. Moving right along. Are we done? We done? No one cut anybody off?
I suppose, I mean, I don't need to cause trouble.
Oh, you're not having trouble, Connie. That's why we have open meetings. We would prefer that citizens come. Yeah. So, yes. So I think we might have a question from another citizen, if we're done. For Donna's Club?
I didn't write my name.
Well,
If you have a question, I can
do
answer.
you want to speak?
Well, everything's just going smoothly and have all supplies ready and send out flyers all over Facebook and everything, and a lot of people viewed it, like over 1,000. So,
Yeah, speeding, Jen.
I put it out on Facebook on like Crawford County and Harrison County and Washington County. A lot of people looked at it, so,
Are you the tallow lady?
huh?
Are you the one that's the tallow?
Mm-mm.
No.
What are you talking about?
She came last month and requested to use the town hall meeting space
I didn't see
for
that.
a meeting for young people. Yeah.
Sounds great.
What are your dates? We needed to use the second and fourth Fridays instead of first and third because of the crowd from the Legion. So are you still planning on Friday? Okay,
6 to 8:30, correct?
Yeah. A lot of people said they're coming so far, so.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. I had not heard anything else from you, so I didn't know for sure whether or not you were still planning on this Friday. Okay,
If that's still okay with you.
You already voted on that.
yeah,
Yep.
it's okay, yeah.
I don't want to keep everybody, but I will bring up one more thing. I believe Lydia's gonna put a calendar on here.
Yeah, it's right over here. I need to,
Yeah, so. if you've got a cemetery,
festival
police
committee,
training,
whatever. We could just put it on that calendar. Yeah.
Those need to be on the calendar.
Amen. Thank you.
So we can.
Thank you.
Both meetings. Didn't turn out to be a big one.
That way they're not overlapping.
And you're going to do that every month,
Twice a month,
twice a month.
the second and fourth Friday of the month.
Well, the second Friday of September is the festival.
The festival.
So,
Yeah, I was already thinking about that. I didn't know what you wanted to do about that.
I think you need to not have it.
Yeah.
No, Joyce said something about us having a booth,
Yes, she did.
So you did say that last
Yeah.
time.
so maybe we could do something like
Want
that.
to have a booth, that'd be great.
There we go.
She was gonna put us
Yeah.
with, Milltown Christian, I think, is what she
Yeah.
said.
I think the nonprofit.
Yeah, she was gonna do that. Okay, all right. So I'll talk to you later about setting up and all that stuff.
Okay.
Tyler,
I think that's time to run machine. I want to just, I'll be quick too, I don't think about it, but, I think a few months back, wasn't there some sort of like ordinance passed in regards to either stray cats in town or something on the books? Because my concern is I think there's a flea problem in town, and I know a couple of spots where there's probably 150 cats living. And I don't know what we could do.
well, we didn't do an ordinance.
No,
No, we have discussed.
we discussed it.
I just want to bring that up, just for your attention.
We have a citizen in town that's very concerned and would like to perhaps even have a cat sanctuary in town. And that was just very high level discussion, so.
Yeah.
Are cats included in this contract that we had with Lloyd County?
I don't.
No, they don't, no, they just take dogs, right? Just dogs.
100%.
We treat our dogs in our yard. They feed them every day. Just
They're bad this year.
Yeah.
I've got a field back behind me in Texas. And I've got 4 cats. And they're okay. I'm treating them. They're doing all right. But they're still pretty bad.
Well,
Maybe
there wasn't an ordinance, so that was your question, so.
Yeah.
We don't have an ordinance about cats. Okay. Anything else, did anyone else want to speak?
Well, outside of the
Yeah, the needs need to be
For the second Tuesday.
notarized and,
Second Tuesday.
and,
This when you do your training.
The FOP.
I will, will say that
6
we've had some citizens on perpetual, so.
Why are we talking?
Second Tuesday.
I thought we discussed this the other day.
Well, we did,
Okay, what did we come up with?
told me it wasn't yours, but it's on your
No,
property.
we decided it was an ordinance. Is that
We
correct?
don't have a yard sale.
Okay. All right.
So that's the next thing on your agenda. We need an ordinance about yard sales.
Are you serious?
Length of time, location, have you been out there?
That sounds like it to me.
To be fair, it's been like 2 months.
I'm sorry?
He does it every
He
year.
does it every year.
He does it every year.
No.
He sets it up.
However, we do have an ordinance of.
Trash.
Trash, clutter, and things of that nature. I mean, if every property you just put yard sale on there, and just leave stuff,
One of the citizen comments was, how do we cite people for unsightly trash, okay, and not others?
One person's trash is another person's treasure.
Well, when you're occupying a sit hole, if you ain't occupying a sit hole, I completely understand.
Yeah.
Like Dennis's property, he's there, that is there every single day, maybe that. And he has, so, he does it every year, too.
Except the last few years that he's had health problems.
I think it's quirky. And I think it's kind of part of a comfort. And I know, I was like, these things,
And we are losing that. We really are, I think.
but I kind
I
of,
mean, we're going high society in Milltown. And that was part of the draw.
I was thinking,
I haven't seen any high society around here.
we drive down the road and I see it, and then I drive down the road, and I see something else. I almost won't stop every time, of course, I never had time. But I just think it's so quirky. I don't know, I'm sorry.
Well, if there is an ordinance that says it's not going to happen, Kevin didn't do it.
He will.
Oh, yeah, I'll be dependent on that for that.
There should not be an ordinance for yard sales in Milltown. Absolutely.
Well,
not.
there's not one, Tommy, so don't print yourself.
Yeah, but you suggested one.
Well,
Some things look like a not necessarily.
some people want to.
If you left it there for 6 months or a year, that might be an issue.
It's not causing a problem, boy.
I haven't seen any wrecks or,
No. I don't think.
I mean, how far do we go? Do we get rid of all the weeds in front of your house?
There we go. That's.
That's what I'm saying. Do we do it in mine?
I have,
Where do we stop?
if I have remarks from citizens, I feel responsibility.
And me discussed this privately on the phone. I don't know why we're bringing it up in front of the town meeting.
Honestly, because these things do come up, on a regular basis, not just with that.
If the public have a concern, they can bring it. She brought it to me in private, and we discussed it. And I thought we got everything ironed out, but I guess we didn't.
We're not gonna get it tonight, so let's go.
Are there any other citizen concerns or remarks? Then I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second. You're gonna make the motion, you're gonna second.
You need to make that motion.
Okay.
7:39.
7:39. Okay.
Still clear of 7.